Well, hello. It's been a while since I've made a video. Christmas came and went. I think I was ill just before Christmas, and I know that I had an incident here on the farm, and if you read the caption, I have a warning in there. Jack got injured, and all I've been doing for the past couple of months is keeping him in the barn and letting him out. If you've noticed from the caption on the video, Jack had an incident, and I'm going to show you how he's healed up. I'll show you a before picture. I'll insert it in the video. And it's been 2 months. I've been keeping him in the barn every night, and he's healed up quite nicely. But I'll just explain the I'll explain the process of how I took care of him. But I need to turn you around because I got some curious boys here. There's Casey. He's grown into be, well, there we go with the dirtiness, but that is actually some kind of mark of his. But he's grown up to be such a good boy. So yesterday I was out here and I decided that Jack has been in the barn long enough, and I let him out, and then I went into the chicken coop, and I heard a ruckus. And what happened is Zephyr's colt jumped the fence, and he actually hit one of the rails down that's been reinforced with some twine. So I thought, you know what? He decided to go over the fence. It's time to wean him. And he's been doing all right so far. Zephyr's kind of calling for him, but that's to be expected. But he's really buddied up to Rip. It's too bad I didn't have the camera out yesterday because he was acting like a little stud. He was on his hind legs, rearing up. Rip was doing it too. Just playing with him, but they look like two stallions going at it. So, my present situation, I've got the 6 boys together. There's Jack. I'll give you a close-up on what's happened to him. And there's Christy standing behind him. And then Zephyr's with the 2 girls. Haven't done anything to advertise them yet, but I'm going to be doing that this spring. Working with them, getting them halter broke, and get them advertised and see what I can do. Because my plan is I'm not going to be keeping the 3 young ones forever. Just long enough so I can find good homes for them. So let's go take a look at Jack closer up. So everyone that I've talked to has asked, what happened? How did it happen? The truth is, I don't know, because I came to feed them early one morning, and I put down oats, and the horses always come for oats. And Jack wasn't coming, and I said, Jack, why aren't you coming? And he slowly walked over to me, and I gave him some oats, and he was eating right beside me, and then I walked to the other side of him, and I noticed his wound. And so I called the vet, and it took the vet a while to get here. I called him Saturday, it was a Saturday morning, and he couldn't get here till about 4 o'clock. But when he did come here, he said that the skin was still viable and we could stitch him up. And unfortunately, I never took any pictures of the stitches, but he got 17 stitches put in his shoulder. And the vet said, and he did a wonderful job with it, we gave him penicillin, He said that if Jack could stay still for a week, that we would be home free. So I kept him in a barn for a full week. I did not let him out. I brought him water. And Jack didn't move. He did a good job. And once that week was up, it was about the 10th day, I noticed one stitch was ripped out. And then I'd come back the next day, a couple more would be ripped out. I think it was on the 3rd day after that, the whole thing got ripped out. And so I started to clean it, and I would spray it with this, it's called Scarlet's oil. It's to take care of wounds. But then I would notice that after I cleaned it, it would scab up. And then I would show up one day and it would be cleaned again. And I do not know if Jack can reach his head around his shoulder here, but I know that somebody was cleaning it out when I wasn't looking. And so, I'm just trying to get here. There you can see where the vet had shaved his hair. And the wound was probably as big as the shaved area here. And this is what's left of it. So, I can cover my hand over this. It's about half of my hand. This wound was as big or bigger than my hand. And the only thing that I may have to deal with in the future is his skin folded down, and that may have to get cut off, but I'm not going to worry about that until he heals up completely. But horses do a good job of healing on their own, so I guess maybe it was because of the spot it was in. Right in here was all open, and you could see around his leg here, if you want to call that his shoulder, you could see inside, and it's all healed up on its own. So I guess what I'm saying is sometimes you see a wound and you freak out because it looks so horrible. Horses are very good healers, and if you just keep an eye on it, it's going to heal on its own. In hindsight, I probably would have told the vet to cut the flap off rather than go through the stitches, because the stitches didn't really do anything. He would have, if the skin flap was cut off, he would have healed in the exact same time. But I did find out that he is asthmatic, and I did get some good advice from the vet to feed him on the ground, not give him the opportunity to stick his head inside the bale. It probably is from all of the dust that's in the alfalfa bales. So I've been keeping an eye on that, and his condition has been improving. He still breathes a little bit heavy, but much better than he was before I started taking care of it. But yeah, he's been a good boy. And Ty's been acting like he's the leader of the herd. I guess the one thing, possibly the horses were fooling around. Maybe Jack, because he's not a pushy one when it comes to the other horses. He's kind of low man on the totem pole. Maybe he was pushed into a tree branch. Maybe he was pushed into the fence. This is the only thing that I can guess as to why he's got injured. And so I used to have a tree here that hung right over the alleyway. And you can see right here. I was using my saw yesterday and I cut down quite a few trees. So as I span down the alleyway, it might be difficult to see on camera. Maybe there's one tree here, but I took care of the whole alleyway and cleared all the branches out. Hey girl. Hi. I got no treats on me right now. So after having an extended break from YouTube, I decided that my channel is going to focus on building the dream ranch. Had to take a stop on my fence because the snow came in and the temperatures dropped. There, he wants in the shot too. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to wait till spring and everything thaws out. But I'll get back on it. Hey boy, you want in the shot too? You funny boy. Rip's here too. Hey Rip. Hey. This guy's sure grown over the past year. Oh, they're trying to smell my camera here. Oh, getting covered in dirt too. Aw. I can't wait till it does warm up because I'm gonna start this guy. Oh, he's got my arm. Every day when I feed the horses, the only one to stop and say hi is Casey. Rip kind of slows down when he walks by, but Casey's the one that stops to get a neck rub. He's a good boy. No, you can't have my gimbal. If only my arm was long enough that I could get the shot of us, eh? Here. Hey, Rip. Well, let's turn this camera around. Let's go. Are you gonna let me take that out of your mane there? Good boy. Oh. No. I've got no treats. Come summertime, I can start giving you baths and hose all this dirt off. Boys. Yeah, let's go see Snip. So I called the colt Snip just because I didn't want to give him too much of a permanent name. And that's what he has on his muzzle there, or nose. seems to be doing all right away from his mom. And I calculated if... Oh, I wish you guys could see behind me. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. Somebody's pulling on my hood. You're a good boy, Rip. Hey? And don't pull the hat off. You guys are just curious today. Oh. Casey. Oh. You're gonna pull my jacket right off. Just curious. Wondering what my jacket is. Oh, guys. You're gonna knock me right down. All right, Casey, that's enough. So there's Snip, not too far from his mom. See how close you can get to him. He's been curious. He's been coming up and sniffing me. Can't do any major petting of him yet, but I have done nothing to work with him. So it's not to be expected that I could walk right up to him. He was raised in a pasture with no human contact whatsoever, so he was the shyest of them all. But if you've been a long-time viewer, Rip and Casey were pretty much the same. And now look at these guys. I can't get 5 feet away from them. Oh, there we go. He might be curious about the camera. If Casey will let him come near. And so Rain, standing right behind him, is a full brother to this guy here. And out of the 2 girls, the sorrel is not shy whatsoever. When I come with a pail of oats, her head is right in that pail. Are you gonna come say hi? I'm gonna take a walk and go see. It might be out by the bale. Hey, Christy. Hey, good girl. So there's my pile of trees I've been cutting down. It's these maples that grow so quickly. And as soon as you cut a maple down, come spring, they're gonna send up shoots. See how they grow in between here? I'll keep cutting those for years. Hey, Ty. How are you, boy? Hi, boy. Hey, you haven't come up to me in a long time. Good boy. So just want to do a quick video, get back in the groove of things, give you an update on all the horses. I will be introducing memberships. So look for that. Going to have some entry level where I do some posting for members only, up to, I guess, a higher tiers. I know for the initial setup I had listed a bunch of things that would be available on every tier, but I will see how things go, and I may be changing that around. But I think the first step is just to get started. So if you're interested in supporting Cottonwood Ranch and my journey to build what I consider my dream equestrian center, that's one thing, or one way you can do it. The weather is finally warming up from the winter blast we had, so hopefully I get back on schedule and start pumping out these videos again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one, and until then, give her diesel. Always so close to me. What was that? Woo! It just got spooked because the snow fell off the roof. Hey boy, did that give you a fright? All right, Bo. Time to go inside.